I am so glad you are here. It is Magical Tuesday in my world. So let's talk about ancestor altars and working with one's ancestors. Whether you are the genetic and cultural inheritor of your family's past, or if you're fortunate enough to have both a cultural inheritance of one family and a genetic inheritance from another. In other words, if you were adopted, or if you simply are so drawn to certain activists or philosophers or thinkers of the past that you feel you've come to know them and adopted them as part of your own psychological family. Each of these groups of people deserve your time and attention if you're inclined to give it to them. So, what happens when we spend time working with ancestors? Well, there's a few things that can happen. One, they're kind of on the tip of your brain, so you start to notice things. You might see something that gives you a memory of a relative that's passed away that you wouldn't have noticed before you started working with your ancestors. You might also find your relationships with your other relatives shifting as a result of a deeper understanding of your family culture and how it impacts not just you and your life, but those around you, other family members as well. And third, you might find over time that you reach ancestors that you've never met that align with your beliefs, your philosophies, your heart. Now, are those your real ancestors? Or are they figments of your imagination? Or are you finally letting your genetics speak through your subconscious like some sort of AI engine? I don't know. I don't care. I care that the experience of it has an impact on you and matters to you. How does it shape you? How does it reimagine who you are? How does it get you to interact with the world differently? So if you're going to work with your ancestors, and why not? We all have them. You're going to want to set aside a regular time to do so. That could be daily, it could be monthly, it could be annually. I don't care. Whatever your commitment level is, once you've chosen to go in that direction. And a regular space might be where a particular ancestor is buried. Maybe you bring flowers on Mother's Day to your mother or grandmother's grave. Maybe you bring a little Florida water or Hoyt's cologne to your grandfather's grave or a favorite uncle who's passed. Or maybe you have a space in your home, a shelf on a bookcase, just a small space where you keep some photographs of those relatives that might have passed. You keep perhaps something they like. We have roses from commemorative celebrations on my husband's space in our home. His urn sits there. A blanket that our child made at, I call them death camps, but they're supposed to be called grief camps. Something designed for kids to help them with the passing of usually a parent or a grandparent. So we have those spaces and places for ourselves. And if you want to expand on those things, you add things from other relatives. I have a lovely little tea tin that I've took from my grandparents' home when my grandmother finally passed. She was my last remaining grandparent. Those things, they make you think about those people, and in a sense, it keeps those folks alive. If you end up reaching further back, that's fantastic, but it's not required. This was sponsored by the fact that my eyes ran across this and that I've been thinking a lot about immigration and how that impacts so very many of us Americans right now, and how important it has been for the establishment of each and every one of us as an individual, whether you crossed on a land bridge, got here by boat, or got here by plane. You came, maybe you walked across a border. I don't know. But either way, you're here now. We're proud of you. You are an American. And what you brought with you, the sacrifices you made to get here, are important. And the contributions that you and your descendants, should you have any, make to the building of this society and this community matter. So I thought I'd point out the book that inspired this talk today. But if you can see the QR code, which should be up in that corner, then you'll see even more books on this subject from more than one perspective. On behalf of myself and the rest of the crew here at Magus Books and Herbs, thank you for being such an amazing magical person yourself, and of course for doing the tiny social media magical things you can do here. We appreciate it. We love it. In the meantime, have a fantastic week. The Resistance Ritual is coming up on the 15th. Be sure to check that out on the website if you're able to attend. And I will see you all soon. Blessed be.